Yo, what is up, Sexybeast Crazy Rabbit here, and today we'll be doing top 5 Call of Duty Zombies power locations. Now this can really just be any power location or any way to turn on power, whether you happen to like that spot or whether you happen to like how we have to turn on power, really just anything about the power location, so let's go and get this shit started. Alright, coming in at number 5 is going to be Mob of the Dead, which really doesn't have a power location, sort of say, or you could sort of say it does. It really has just a lot of Afterlife stations, and Afterlife is basically the power in this map. What you're going to have to do is go to your Afterlife mode, and once you're in Afterlife mode, you have to power up all these generators. So this is how you turn on perks, traps, basically everything that would require power in regular zombies. You're going to have to use Afterlife to get this. Now, probably one of the reasons that a lot of people really like this is because you really don't have to try to get to a certain area of the map. You can start off right away from turning things on. All you really have to do is open doors. There's no real way you have to go in this map, so you can go up top, down low, middle, inside out, sideways. Really, any direction you want to head with this map, you can, because power is basically with you. You're basically holding power, and wherever you go, that's where power is going to be going. There's no real direct route you really have to take when you start playing this map. You can go anywhere you want. I think that's what a lot of people like, sort of having that freedom and ability to go wherever you want in this map. Alright, and coming in at number 4 is going to be Origins. Now, Origins is very similar to Mob of the Dead in a way to where there's multiple different power locations, and instead of doing what Mob of the Dead did, where you have to actually power up each individual thing, there's 6 generators lying around the map, and you basically just have to power up each one. Now, a lot of people might like this because it adds something new into zombies. It's not really just a power switch that we're actually heading towards. There's each individual power switch, and you have to actually power this up, so you have to be in here for a while. And also sort of adds a new zombie into the mix, the Templar zombies, which spawns every certain round. And when those guys come in, they're sort of like a boss zombie, to where if you kill them, you get a max ammo. And this power is actually directly related to Pack-a-Punch, to where if you don't have one generator on, you're not going to be able to get to Pack-a-Punch. And it sort of directly relates to the Easter egg, to where if you lose one generator, you're not going to be able to do certain parts of the Easter egg. So this is sort of different from what we've had in zombies. Overall, it has the same big concept, but turning on power is just a little bit different. And like I said with Mob of the Dead, it's sort of similar to that, to where you have to power up each individual area. But unlike Mob of the Dead, you're not powering up each individual perk, you're just sort of powering up 6 generators in 6 different locations. And you're not going to need Afterlife, so you can power them up whenever you want, so let's go ahead and get on number 3. Alright, and coming in at number 3 is going to be Ascension. Now, the reason I think a lot of people really like this one is because once you turn on power, you actually get your color back. So I really don't know why Treyarch did the whole thing to where you're going to be in black and white. We're going to go back to the 1920s when everything was in black and white for some reason, I don't know why. But once you actually turn on power, you get your color back and you get a lot of cool things. Now, the power's location isn't really that good. I would never ever come here unless I'm going to hit the box for turning on power, or unless I'm activating Pack-a-Punch. There's no other reason I would ever come here, but one of the pluses is the box is always going to be right here. And I think that's one reason people really like this power location, is because once you get here, you're going to hit the box. All you have to do is go down 2 flights of stairs and you're going to be a jug. So this power location is pretty useful, not for just for strategy, but for acquiring guns and perks. This power location is like sort of just right in the middle of the map, and if it wasn't for that box, this would probably not even be on this list, so let's go ahead and get number 2. Alright, and coming in at number 2 is going to be Keener der Toten, and probably the reason why a lot of people really like Keener der Toten's spawn location is because it's just a big open area. There's a lot of places you can actually train when you're at Kino, and plus once you turn on the power, you basically get the entire map open. It's basically like a big circle with a line through it, and once you turn on power, that circle is halved, so you can do numerous different strategies. And plus, once you get power on, you can go to Jug, buy the Bowie knife, and sometimes the box is on stage. But probably the main reason, and probably the biggest reason that a lot of people really like this one, is because it's probably the biggest and best place to run a cycle or do your strategy. I typically prefer to do mine at spawn, but people can do it at power if you want to. It's usually a really good spot if you're playing with 2, 3, or 4 people. But if you're playing solo, it's probably not the best area, but if you're playing with a lot of people, this is probably one of the better places to be. Alright, and coming in at number 1 is going to be Der Riese, and Der Riese is definitely by far the best power location. A lot of people love this one. It's one of the best places to camp. Once you get to the power, you can get the box and hit it as many times as you want. It's fairly easy to get to. It really doesn't take much. You have to open like 3 doors, and once you open those 3 doors, you open up the rest of the map. Once you turn on power, that bridge comes down. That's just such a satisfying feeling once you actually get power on. And plus, you can camp here to like around 15, 20 if you're lucky, even on solo. Really, you can just sit here and camp for days. And plus, since you have that trap, it just makes your life so much easier. So I'm very curious to know, did you guys agree with this list? And if you did not, please tell me what you think should have went where. And if there was a map that was not on here that you think should have been on here, go ahead and tell me in the comments. And if you guys could, please leave a like and subscribe if you're already. Peace.
Back.